For one final time, we've got our classic 3-leg dimer same game parlay here. This one has a boost over at Bet365, and there's some big names in this one, which I love, Dave.
Yeah, this one was fun to put together. I kept the touchdown leg out, which if you followed us during the regular season or have followed dimers really at all for the last few seasons, we almost always do 2 prop legs and then a touchdown for the third leg. Figured we'd have enough touchdown equity involved elsewhere, so we don't want to have our parlay hinge on what it could be the hardest thing to pull off in the Super Bowl, which is find the end zone. So we've just got 3 lines on 3 guys projected very well by the dimers model. And we'll start off with Kenneth Walker, 70-plus rushing yards. Basically, our model's strongest projection for a player in this game when compared to his line, projected for 79.3 rushing yards. Blown past this mark in 3 of his last 5 games with 90 and over 100 yards twice, one of those in the playoffs. Might see his biggest workload of the season here on the biggest stage. 19 carries in both playoff games. That matched his season high from way back in week 4. All obviously as a result of Charbonnet being out and him being the absolute workhorse. Patriots rush defense is great. We discussed this on Tuesday's show when we looked at the matchup pretty deeply. But the upside for Walker is there with the volume. And if Seattle gets up early, which, more or less seems like the prediction our model has, they'll be even more run heavy than they already are. Even in trailing situations this year, they were one of the more run heavy offenses in negative game scripts. So most important game of Ken Walker's career. He'll be a free agent after this. Let's ride with the model's projection. Take him about 10 yards just under that. Leg 2, Hunter Henry, another matchup that we talked about being perhaps the way for the Patriots to exploit the Seahawks defense. Both of these legs, by the way, are going to be on the Patriots for the next 2. But the biggest weakness for Seattle this year was against tight ends. They allowed the 5th most yards per game on more than 8 targets. Henry's the Patriots' second leading pass catcher this season. And unlike Kayshon Boutte, Demario Douglas, Mac Hollins, he isn't nearly as reliant on deeper, high-risk, high-reward passes. A lot more work in the middle of the field. While Seattle did limit tight end scoring, 0.4 TDs per game, they were a lot more vulnerable in between the 20s. May's going to need a safety net in this game. Who better than our 3rd highest projected receiving option in the entire game? 42.8 receiving yards, 3.5 receptions. He's over this at 6 of his last 10, including the postseason. Ride with Hunter Henry for our second leg. And for our third one, sticking with the Pats, Ramondre Stevenson for 20-plus receiving yards. Look, safety nets might be the only thing the Patriots get going for him if Seattle's defense shuts them down deep. This is another great one for him. Ramondre's hit this in 5 straight to close the regular season, opened the playoffs with 75 receiving yards, went under in his last 2 playoff games, but he did have 4 targets in the Texans game, caught all 4, just didn't make a big play, dropped an open screen pass against Denver that looked like one he was going to get a chunk play on, kind of changed the game script too in that. Seattle allowed both Kyron and Blake Corum to hit this in the NFC Championship. I think about 52 combined receiving yards for those 2. They allowed the 6th most RB receiving yards in the regular season, 7.5 targets to the position per game. We've got Ramondre projected for 27.0 receiving yards, clearing this with a little bit of a buffer. And there you go, our 3 legs for Super Bowl 60. You can get this with a little boost from plus 480 to plus 600 at Bet365. Got almost 200 people right here riding this one with us. As of before the show when I grabbed the screenshot. Hopefully we got a few more than that now, and hopefully we'll cash this out and do one little last big hit to the books.
6-1 with the boost. You got to love it. Hopefully we can get that, up above 200. Hopefully like 300-400 people by kickoff. I think we can do it. All right, no thank you, Dave. Let's root for that one together for a group win.